Hey guys, it's another episode of Tom Fix. On today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to use a cool welder, use cool gas, and get a good job done. Alright, I got some tips for you. Have your work area clean. Don't leave your dad's ruler lying around like that, etc. Another tip I have is magnets. They're pretty good for holding stuff around. Another tip I have is if you have a lot of contours and stuff like that you need to make with really crude edges, like you can't bend anything, a good thing to do is to cut the metal, but leave it attached. Like, don't completely cut it, so leave like a little bit so that you can actually have it still be connected, but also you can actually bend it to the contour that you need. Just like that. All right, hang on a sec, guys. I want to be super careful with this. Yeah, I want to be careful with that. That's really delicate. That can move at any time. But anyways, as you can see, I fixed up this area, which was about an inch and a half plus higher up right there. I mentioned that in one of my other videos, but I thought I could do better. So I spent the day going a couple steps back. I also cleaned up the areas a little bit and did a little bit of grinding and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, gonna get out the stick here. Gonna set you guys up for a little bit of action. All right. Set you guys up for a little bit of action with the Tom Fix action. If anybody doesn't pick up on it, I'm actually kind of, making a little bit of a joke about another guy on YouTube. He's got his channel, and he's called Chris Fix, and he does a whole lot of videos that are actually like pretty good. And he's got lots of video editing that he uses, which means that his videos are pretty entertaining to watch. He's got lots of videos about how to do different things like stuff, etc. Oh, gotta turn on the gas. When you're doing mid gas, okay, right? You open up the tank a little bit, and then you open it up all the way. And a good amount to have coming out of the gas tank with your regulator is 14. But mine's a little bit around 15, and this is how much gas I have left. I had to walk with this back from Esquimalt, like 18 blocks or something like that. I'm not too sure. And this star right here, it says 13. I think that means that it's allowed to have 13 liters more in the tank. Or maybe that's over here. I don't know. Not too sure. I knew how to read that, but whatever. Anyways. I'm not the sharpest, I'm not the smartest knife in the drawer, but that's okay. All right. Just a little tack. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh. I just found out that this respirator I've been using to protect me from all the fumes from welding, it's actually just for particles, and I've been actually slowly killing myself throughout the 60 hours or so of welding, you know. But whatever, you gotta die of something. Anyways, let's take a look at this here. Move the magnet. Yeah, I got a couple of good tacks in there. That's pretty hot. Yeah, I got a couple of good tacks in there. Yeah, that ain't going anywhere, really. Well, it would if I kept on, like, bashing it around and stuff. But as you can see, I mean, like, before I made that cut, I mean, I wasn't able to really have, you know, this piece touching the transmission hump, right? So, make an incision. Don't completely cut it, and you can bend it, and you won't have to wrestle around with two different pieces, you know? Good tip. I'm going to do another unboxing video with you guys. Some more brake stuff. Oh yeah! Check it out. Brake shoes. Got myself some new brake shoes. Rear brake shoes. Now, when you have brake shoes, apparently the small brake shoe that has the least amount of friction material on it, apparently that goes in the front, and the one that's got the more amount of friction material on it, that goes in the back. But you might have to do a fact check on that. I might have that wrong. I also got some cool stuff. Springs. New springs. I kind of thought that there were so many springs in here, like 1, 2, 3, 4 yellow ones, 2 white ones. I kind of thought to myself, maybe this is for both sides of the car. Because I was watching a video from Uncle Tony, and Uncle Tony, he was doing like a demonstration about how to set up, you know, brake drum stuff. And I think that there was only 4 springs. But here there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 springs. So I guess we're doing a different brake job than he did, right? So I'm going to have to order another one of those. But that's okay, because I still have to order the master cylinder and some of the brake hoses anyways. So all is not lost. Also, I got some cool I'm really excited about these. Check this out. Whoa. Wheel cylinder. Right. Got the bleeder on there, which is good. You know, the bleeder valve, right? Put that little cap back on there, right? This is where the brake line goes, right? Right? So the brake fluid goes into that hole, and it pushes the little things out, and they contact the brake shoes, pushes out the brakes, and then the brake shoes press against the drum. Yeah, these are nice. Nice new, all squishy. I decided to get centric brake shoes, centric hold down kit, centric wheel cylinders, so that everything is like sort of the same. You know, it's all the same. There's not going to be like centric wheel cylinders and then Race-Bestos hold down kit and then frickin', dynamic friction brake shoes, you know, etc. So yeah, I just want to have it all be the same stuff, same company, same manufacturer, just so that nothing, you know, is accidentally incompatible, you know. I also have some sad news. Guys. Oh, somebody trashed this thing. That's not... Ah, there we go. The neighbor that used to live in here, he got evicted because he, you know, I guess... anybody could have been evicted. Anybody could have, but the landlord chose to evict him because he was really mean to the landlord. He was being really aggressive to the landlord by like shouting at him about the condition of the building and things like that. But yeah, I haven't read this note, but this is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that can happen to somebody in their mind when they sit in their apartment all the time, all by themselves with no friends. They never leave their apartment. They never go to the grocery store. I don't know how the guy got his food. He didn't have a job. I've never seen the guy go to a job. In the whole 7 years that I lived here, he just like was unemployed. And he just sat in his apartment and just stewed with negativity. Stewed with negativity until he basically, in my opinion, went insane. He became twisted with anger and negativity. And yeah, he left the hot water running for days on end in his apartment, making the landlord and all the tenants think that there was something wrong with the hot water heater. And he had to spend a bunch of money to get somebody to come by and check it out. And it was fine. But we could all hear water running in the building. And so we kind of thought, okay, well, somebody has their hot water running constantly. And it might be him causing a problem. And it's kind of what everybody thought, you know. Because he probably wanted to, you know, cause some problems for the building. Also, he also did some other stuff. Like he broke the dryer door. He like bent it in half so that nobody could close this and dry their clothes. He also did the same thing to the washer, you know, and left a whole bunch of stuff down here. And he also broke that. And he also wrote a whole bunch of nasty stuff about the landlord on the windows out here and the dust, you know. So it's been a sad, you know, last like 5 or 6 months. You know, this is where he used to park his car. I assume you recall seeing the green Volvo or Volkswagen, whatever it is, you know, but he moved up to Nanaimo. But yeah, the landlord evicted him because, I'm pretty sure because of all that stuff I just said. But all the damage and incidents and stuff like that occurred after his eviction notice. But yeah, the landlord needed a place to live because his house had a fire and he was living off the insurance for about 2 years. And then after the 2 years, the insurance cut him off, and he needed a place to live. And so this is the building that he owns, and so he decided to come in here and move in here. But he asked him to leave, and the guy couldn't appeal it because that's unappealable in those conditions because of that reason. But I think that it was because he needed a place to live, but also because he was getting so much, you know, harsh treatment from the guy. You know, the fire escape's a little bit old. There was a tree growing over there that was right against the side of the building. And, you know, just stuff like that, you know. I mean, the guy had a bunch of problems with the landlord. And, yeah, it just stewed in his mind, you know, drove him crazy. And nobody wanted to talk with him anymore. Like, everybody was just like, hi, how's it going? And that's it. But, mysteriously things were happening around the place. Like things were getting broken. You know, one guy had his phone line snipped. You know, so yeah, people kind of thought that it was him because nobody else was angry enough to do that kind of stuff. As far as I know, nothing happened to the Rambler. But even if it did, I'm telling you, like, I wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't even say anything to him. I would just let him go off into the universe, and I would cut my losses. You don't want to mess around with somebody like that. That's that angry. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get back to work. Cool. I'm excited about finishing up something that I wanted to fix for a while. Okay, all right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Thanks a lot for watching 1958 AMC Rambler Super Part 107, I think. Okay, bye-bye.